That's fine, yeah.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And that play will go nowhere, losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and that'll make it 2nd and 12. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. On 2nd down, here's Rodgers. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch.
All right. Hey, check 26. Check 24. Check 24. Jumbo.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder Artie Burns. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about, what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Rudolph. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Jesse James, 51 yards. And the Steelers have taken a first-quarter lead. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. Boswell good with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Trevor Davis now to return. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown. 75 yards. And the Packers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. Crosby with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And the Steelers set to take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They'll start out on the ground with Bell. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the carry. There it'll be second down.
I know you feel that.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. On 2nd down, Roethlisberger. Throw left side complete. That's Bell. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and all of a sudden here it's 3rd down.
Let's go, let's go. Solid, find out.
From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. It's brought in by Washington. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. First time that they called his number tonight, and it gets him a first down.
Here we go. 77, 77.
Now a first down carry by Bell. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
And that was a good run. This was only one of 9 guys to go over 1,000 yards in 2017. And I think you can't let him run wild here.
What do you think, 100 yards, the measuring stick?
Always. That is the threshold. You want to keep him under that if you want to play good defense.
Over the middle, it's caught by Rodgers. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. A good pickup there, a 22.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
And he'll fall forward to the 29-yard line. Mike Daniels makes the tackle.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Now Roethlisberger to throw on 2nd down. This is Bell on the dump off. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it with Bell. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth.
When you think of Mike Daniels, you think of strength. Hard to knock off the football, but surprising quickness and ability to move and evade people. How about that play there?
Well, he can squat 600 pounds, so that's how he caught people's attention coming into the league, and he caught our attention right there. They're going on fourth down. It's Roethlisberger. And he'll find Washington. That's complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That's a fourth down pickup of 10 yards, and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Roethlisberger. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down.
So now here in the 2nd week of the preseason, you'd expect the starters play a little bit more than they did in week 1, but not a whole lot.
So if you're an offensive coordinator, what are you looking for?
What you're looking for is things getting cleaned up as you go along, because most of your playbook's probably installed. How well are they handling it? Easy in and out of the huddle? No mental mistakes? Are they starting to look like a good offensive football team?
2nd and 10 now. It's Roethlisberger. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. Touchdown, Steelers.
As a former defender, I would be angry as well. Could not get off the field. Well-executed offensive drive. No matter what the defense tried, they couldn't stop them.
Boswell for the extra point. Extra point put through by Boswell. And that makes the score 14-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in, because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not...
He's got him in. Complete. Touchdown. Davante Adams, 75 yards. And the Packers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. And that is how you retaliate after getting scored on one play, big pass downfield, and you hit the end zone.
Almost feels like two boxers just throwing haymakers at each other, doesn't it? One connects with a big one, the other comes right back. Okay, I'll show you. And they attacked right back on the first play of the drive and hit them big.
Extra point try now for Crosby. And he missed it. No good. And they'll remain down by a point. So we're back to a one-point game now as the kickoff comes. Here comes Ryan Switzer to return it. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Looking deep downfield. That's caught at the 25. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 42 yards.
Well, there's simply no sense in wasting a great catch like that on a short gain. Get downfield like you just did there and use it up that way.
No dink and dunk. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
77.
Roethlisberger with a give to Bell. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. A Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
They go play action here on first down. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Jesse James ready for the regular season with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. Boswell good with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now trotting out there, the Packers getting ready to go. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
All right.
Here's a carry now for Keith Marshall. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. 1:58 to go in this first half of play. We're back to Lambeau following these words. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Rodgers to throw on 2nd down. Caught left side by Cobb. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 18 yards the gain for number 18.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
On first down, Rodgers. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. As we thought they might do here in week 2 of the preseason, they've left their starting quarterback out there for this 2nd quarter, but I would imagine we will not see him after halftime.
Yeah, this is the time of year you've got to get your backup some reps and make sure you protect your starting quarterback.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Rodgers again here on 2nd and 10. Lets it fly deep for Cobb. That is caught by Cobb. And it's a Packer touchdown. Randall Cobb, 59 yards. And the Packers move back within a couple of the lead. Crosby connects on the extra point. And this is now a one. we're back to a one-point game now as the kickoff comes. Switzer now to return. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
And, Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match at a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
Now it's Roethlisberger throwing the out route incomplete. It's Washington. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Snickers, you gotta spin.
On second down, here's Roethlisberger. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
You know, during these preseason games, we're in week 2 right now. It's always funny looking at our spot charts up here in the booth because with all the guys that might play in this one, it seems to get bigger and bigger each year.
Yeah, we pretty much supersize them, don't we? Because, you know, remember, they're carrying 90 now. And with the new rules, they'll carry 90 all the way through the preseason before they make the final cut. Oh, yeah, a lot of guys to learn for these games.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
This offense converted once on fourth down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more.
Hey, got three down.
They'll try and throw for him with Roethlisberger. And he's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he's taken down inside the 30. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down.
These two. 47's the fight.
Throwing now, Roethlisberger on first down. And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. And the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up second down.
That one didn't quite make it to the target, but that's not always a function of the strength of the arm of the quarterback, is it? Sometimes there's just too much pressure there. In any case, the ball doesn't arrive.
And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess.
The Steelers on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Ben to throw again. Got his man complete over the middle. It's James. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Roethlisberger now hitting on 2/3 of his passes, 10 for 15 so far. 1st and 10. Throwing again, it's Roethlisberger. He's got his tight end. That's James. Touchdown, Steelers. Jesse James in the final seconds of the first half. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. Extra point now by Boswell. Extra point put through by Boswell. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. A final shot before half for Rodgers. They still can't get it. And it's incomplete. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll head down to Orlando. That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Expect to see a good number of backups going forward as we are back and underway here in preseason week 2. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Williams. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. And he held on to it, but he probably shouldn't have as they get him behind the line. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Flex round! Flex round!
Now the backup Kaiser to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Brian Allen. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Edmonds, and he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, Dobbs. But he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's third down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. Roethlisberger will throw. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Kyler Fackrell with a big-time sack on third down, and it'll be a loss of 7. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week in our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to, and if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it easy for the opposition.
Looking for tendency breakers right now. On second down, Williams. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Second and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down, keep the sticks moving.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be second and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
They'll try to throw here. Kaiser, he's going to float this one deep right side. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third. Well, they haven't had a whole lot of success in the passing game here. Now, in the second half, he's thinking, I guess maybe just take a shot deep.
I think you're right. Almost looking for a bailout, isn't he? Can my receiver go up and make a big play for me? Can I create a penalty downfield, maybe pick up an interference call and get that yardage downfield? Anything trying to get going again, but you're right. He definitely took a shot.
Play action now. Kaiser escaping the pressure right. There's the first NFL catch for a name to remember, Equinemius St. Brown. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A big gain of 39 on third. Kaiser now. And incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, second and 10. Throwing again is Kaiser on second and 10. That is caught at the 7. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 19 yards that time for number 19. They'll try and run. This is Williams. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. 5 yards, a good run there, and now 2nd and goal. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead, because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go. I might come right back at them with the same play, the same set, and see if they can stop them.
They'll run it with Williams. And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. A great effort there, taking it in. And the Packers move back within a couple of the lead. The offense going to stay on the field as they will line up and go for 2. They'll look to run for it with Williams. And he will get into the end zone again. And he seems to have a nose for it as he gets both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. To return, it's Cam Sutton. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
To throw is Dobbs. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now it's the backup Prescott. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Roethlisberger now 11 of 16 through the air. It's 1st and 10. First carry for James Conner. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And 3 yards there, takes him to the 45.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Second down, Prescott. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Conner. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
Here we go, 46.
Prescott from the gun. And that is incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field that's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down. The Steelers will go. It's Roethlisberger. That's to his running back, complete. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be second and very short.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Here we go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Now Roethlisberger to throw on second down. Open man is Switzer, complete. And he gets it down to the 32. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Roethlisberger will hand to Connor, and he's going to get this one down to the 30. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. A second down throw for Prescott. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another first down.
Nice, well coached, a team that understands what's going on. They still have time to work the middle of the field as they just did there.
Connor. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Now it's Roethlisberger. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Vance McDonald from 13 yards out. And the Steelers are going to take the lead.
Hey, that score deserves our respect, deserves our excitement. But I'm looking at the clock, and I'm thinking, there's a long way to go in this one.
Ideally, they would have liked to milk a little bit more time off. Now, on the other sideline, you start to get the crew together and say, this is what we practiced the 2-minute drill for, right?
Yeah, you hope you've been in that situation before, and if you haven't, you just have the confidence, hey, let's go down there and get this thing done. But, boy, that's a big score right there to give them the advantage.
This one taken from the 7. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. They're down here in a one-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Yeah, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
Dancing to his left. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. So a tough spot for Kaiser. The sack, and now it's 3rd and long.
Flex round! Flex round!
He's back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep down. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. It's a big play for the Pack on third. 61 yards.
Flex round! Flex round!
And down to just 21 seconds now as he spikes it to stop the clock.
Let's go! Grand 38! Grand 38!
Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And his ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime.
Obviously, the excitement level here is almost a fever pitch. You go ahead and kick the extra point. You got the home crowd carried into overtime.
I'm with you. I do see some fans, though, holding up 2 fingers. Easy now.
Yeah, but they're not the ones who have to actually make that call, are they?
A very important extra point there, up and good. And we may very well be headed to overtime. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild fourth quarter. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll put it out to the 25. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. Line of scrimmage, again, the 25, 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Roethlisberger. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 49. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the fourth quarter, and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
Following the interception, Kaiser. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that is incomplete. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
Sutton now to return. And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42-yard line. Great return.
That's a pretty strong return to start this overtime. And you know that if you run some decent offense, you should have a shot at a field goal. But I'd have to think to myself, I want the 6 points. I want this game over now. I don't want to give the other team a chance to come back and beat me.
Now Edmonds. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. Short gain there to start overtime.
Almost a tester play, wasn't it? Wanted to see if the guys on defense were going to fit the gaps the correct way, because we're in overtime. So it's not just physical tiredness out there, right? Mentally, are you still doing what you're supposed to do? And they were up to the task on that play.
And certainly fatigue on both sides of the football. Prescott now. And this is going to be incomplete. So third down coming up. And, Charles, I guess a question for me, where does four down territory begin possibly?
I guess for me it begins if you have 4th and 5 or less, because you've got to understand your team and know what your play calls are. What do you have that you think you're confident that you can pick up that type of yardage? It might be 4th and 3 for some teams, but I think anything under 4th and 5, they'll think about going for it.
Hayward Bay has it over the middle. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a first down. So he hooked up with a veteran there, and in overtime, that's not a bad idea. Go with the age and the experience.
Yeah, because sometimes the young guys, they give you the fresh legs and give you all that bounce. But in this type of a situation, sometimes those legs slow down a little bit as the enormity of the moment overwhelms them. The veteran guys, they tend to come through.
And now the Packers going to take another timeout. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Prescott now on second down. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That's their second and last timeout here in the overtime session. We'll be back. So a big play in this opening drive of overtime. Now looking at a 3rd and 3. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. 2 minutes to go here in overtime. We'll be back after this. First down, Prescott. Throw left side, complete. It's Connor. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and short.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another first down.
Here we go.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. Now the timeout comes here in the waning seconds of this overtime as we could be set up at long last for a potential game winner. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to at least get them a lead here in overtime. And Boswell's kick is good. And that will break our tie and give them a 3-point lead. Now remember, this one is not over, but with the time running short here in this overtime, that could very well be the game winner.
Yeah, remember now, the other team does get a possession, but when the clock runs out, that's it. So that was a well-calculated drive to use up the majority of the clock and leave your opponent with little to no time left.
Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. A partner in great game that we got to see, and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
You really just wanted 4 quarters what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. From Lambeau, good night, everybody.